Sorry, guys, I had to get my coffee. Hey, Josh. Hey, Merc. What's up, guys? How is it going? Good morning. Sorry, I was a little late here. I got cold coffee, but that's okay. It's still good. Um, Orca. Good morning. What's up, buddy? The only thing booming is gas prices. Yeah, our economy's booming. Yeah, sure. The only thing booming are gas prices. Okay, cool. That's caught up there. Um, I really didn't want to get too much into what was going on in the news today too much because it's so divisive. Um, and a lot of people don't really want to hear my opinion on things. Hey, Adam, Josh G, Whore Dog. Hello, guys. How you just mentioned gas. I'm paying $5.12 a gallon now. Dealing with allergy attack. Otherwise, I'm good. Oh, Sean, man, get some Zyrtec, buddy. My uncle dumped his new bike and was throwing 134 beat dead on scene. Oh my God. Big Merc. You know, you haven't been watching my show a long time, buddy, but I tell everybody not to get motorcycles. I'm sorry about it. I know it's too late now. You know, I'm sorry. This is why. God damn, I'm sorry, buddy. That sucks. Don't ride motorcycles, guys. A dangerous and deadly heat wave is on the way, the Weather Service warns. It's cleaning crew Thursdays, and we'll see what kind of a selection we get today. Who cares? I don't care. Public relations. Yeah, I noticed that. They've been talking about January 6th like it was a walk in the park, like it was some kind of a, like it was a tourist, fucking, like some kind of a, like a tourist attraction. Oh, sure, some of them were unruly, but for the most part, it was just a walk through. You know, it's like a field trip. That's how they're branding it on Fox News on the Five. Greg Gutfeld is such a piece of human garbage. He was always a thrill seeker type, so that's on him. Thank you, though. My mom is a mess. She has lost all three of her brothers. I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, his fun was more important than his relationship with his sister. That's a fact. It was more important to him to have fun, you know, like a child on a frickin' on a merry-go-round. You know, at some point in your life, you should grow past that and learn what's most important. You know, I'd love to be in a house right now alone, screaming at the top of my lungs at my computer. But at this point, I've got other people that rely on me, that need me, and I can't go around risking my life on a motorcycle or, you know, spending my time in another state so I can have fun right now. It's just, I've had plenty of fun. Now it's time to be serious about some shit. You know? Not everybody's like that. Sean says January 6th was an attempted coup d'etat. Yeah, and it was headed by Donald Trump. Yeah. He was the head of the snake. Let's hope they cut the head off the snake. Let's hope they do it. So there's nothing really here to read about. Okay, let's get rid of that. So, like I said, nothing to see there. Here comes the cleaning crew. We got a good day today. Hi. Hi. Oh, it's gonna be a good day. So, yeah, I think I've spoken about that enough. And suggest an electric car as the solution. Yeah. Just the cherry on top. Um, Nothing really going on here, so I think I'm just going to move on to the cannabis portion of the show. Rogi's having fun playing around with all these people in the house. He's all excited. Just a reminder that Biden is raising Medicare rates while the economy is in free fall. Oh no, it's booming economy. Oh no, booming economy. That's what Biden said, a booming. It's booming. Yeah, great sanctions and a booming economy. Yeah, whatever. The new era is getting ready to begin for Ethereum, says Lark 3 hours ago. Who is Peter Navarro? I don't know. He looks like a Republican senator.
Taking back Trump's America. Help me, please. I'm looking at a half.
He's trying to take back Trump's America. Oh, listen to this idiot. Are you guys ready? Let's listen to this guy begging for money from Trump supporters. I love it. Here we go. Wow. Wow. Here we go.
It's just, this is so wrong, Sebin. This book, Taking Back Trump's America, help me, please. I'm looking at $500,000 in legal expenses, according to some legal experts, or more. This could go to $1 million. I've got to raise that money. I can't kill my retirement by defending these baseless charges. Taking Back Trump's America, please. Go to Amazon right now, order that book.
The book can be.
It's just, this is so wrong, Sebin. This book, Taking Back Trump's America, help me, please. I'm looking at $500,000 in legal expenses, according to some legal experts, or more. This could go.
He must have said some things in that book that were slanderous and he's getting sued for it. I don't know. I wish I knew what the story was behind that, guys, but I don't. But that's pretty funny regardless. I just like to see Republicans that are struggling with their own ignorance. It makes me happy. Dude, Steven Crowder with a post about Joe Biden basically saying the exact same attributes of Donald Trump. Fucking clown show. He's a failure, he's divisive, he's a pathological liar. Well, he beat Trump. I hate to defend Joe Biden, but he beat your boy Trump, which makes him less of a loser then, huh? Oh, God, if he just were to see that, that would just make my day. Help me, please, lol. He's upset. Dug his own grave with the content. Morning sunshine. Hey, Treasure Coast. You can't stand either of them. Hey, Evans. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Yeah, man. Good morning, good morning. I wonder if there's anything else going on worth looking at here. God, there's 18, I follow 18 people that follow Steven Crowder, and Joe Rogan is one of them. I'm going to unfollow every single one of them. Dude, I can't follow people that follow Steven Crowder, sorry. I'm even unfollowing Joe Rogan. Frankie McDonald. Sorry, Frankie. I can't follow you anymore. Sorry. I'm unfollowing every single one of you cuck bitches. You really want to hear what Steven Crowder has to say? Well, I don't care to be your friend anymore because you're an idiot. Oh, dude, but this one I can't unfollow because it's RT. RT follows Steven Crowder just for the news points. Just so they can rat him out on crap that he says, I'm sure. Josh G, you are now unfollowed. Fuck you. I can't believe. Doc, you're unfollowed. Fuck you. Radical leftist agenda. Unfollowed. I can't believe you guys follow Steven Crowder. I can't believe it. And I'm unfollowing you. Wow. What a bunch of right-wing nut bitches. I had no idea. Not interested. Not interested in being your friends. Who is Steven Crowder? Exactly. That's the answer I'm looking for. Who's Steven Crowder? Thank you, Whore Exactly. Let's move on, shall we? Doc Hollandaise follows fucking Steven Crowder. Why? Why? I'm just kind of curious why. Are you a fanboy of his? Because, you being a fanboy of his and being a fanboy of mine, those don't correlate. Fucking A, man. Oh, I follow Steven Crowder. I can't wait to see his next tweet. Oh, now I get it. Now I understand where some of you are coming from. No, but Merc, it's not the same guy. I believe you, Whore Dog. I believe you don't know who he is, and I'm glad you don't know who he is. You don't need to know who he is. He's a right-wing nut job. He's like Ben Shapiro, or Candace Owens, or Tucker Carlson, or Sean Hannity. Basically, that's the ilk. That is the quality of person that you're getting with that guy. He has figured out every way to be a racist without actually just blatantly coming out and saying that he is. That's what most Republicans are anyway. You follow Biden and Obama and Clinton? Why the fuck would you follow Joe Biden? Who cares what they have to say? Are you kidding me? Who cares what these idiots have to say? What? This is the problem with you guys. You guys follow a bunch of morons. Let's follow all the ex-presidents. I'm really concerned what a bunch of murderers have to say. A bunch of murderers who got away with murder. Those are the people I want to listen to all day. I don't understand that, Josh. Looks like a fuckboy, Evans Garden. Well, I guess Josh G disagrees with you because Josh G wants to follow him. Follow him around like a lost puppy. What? I bet you follow Jordan Peterson too, Josh G. Do you? You follow Jordan Peterson on Twitter too, Josh? Yeah, what's the point of calling them out? What's the point of following them and calling them out? What's the point? I don't get it. I mean, maybe 5 or 10 years ago when I thought that was cool, oh, everybody cares about my counter narrative. And then I realized nobody cares about my counter narrative. Then I realized, why should I even be listening to people that I disagree with? Why should I be wasting my time? It's not even about the fact that I disagree. It's the fact that he's a straight fucking racist. Yeah, I wouldn't mind him so much if I just disagreed with him, but his points always lead to one path: racism. Racism, racism. So does Candace Owens, so does Ben Shapiro, and so does every other Republic cuck out there. I'm sick of it. I'm just not even exposing myself to this shit anymore. And if you guys are exposing yourselves, I don't want to be around you. Because there's no telling how stupid those people are making you. You don't want to be unwanted? Well, Josh, I'm gonna check and see. And if you guys, if I see somebody that I fucking hate, and there's a whole bunch of you following them, I'm gonna unfollow you too, as I unfollow them, if I'm following them too. Yeah, I don't care what his point is. You're following him. Like you said before, you're supporting him. You're giving him an extra number in his follower count. Please. Fuck that shit. See, Josh, if I don't follow you, and I don't follow Steven Crowder, I don't have to see Steven Crowder's bullshit anymore. The next time you retweet his bullshit, I don't have to see it if I don't follow you. See how that works? That's why I unfollow people that... like, if you follow Hillary Clinton, I unfollow you. You follow Bill Clinton, I unfollow you. You follow, AOC, I unfollow you. You follow Bernie Sanders, I unfollow you. You follow Hillary Clinton, I already said that, I unfollow you. Joe Biden, unfollowed. Trump, unfollowed. Steven Crowder, unfollowed. Ben Shapiro, unfollowed. Fuckboy and racist, wow, top 2 right up there with the KKK. Oh, yeah, but no. Doc Hollandaise wants to follow racist fuckboy, and so does Josh G. Yeah, well, I want to know what they have to say just in case I disagree with it. Hey, man, if you're not disagreeing with every single thing coming out of their mouths, there's a problem. And at some point, you have to just say, hey, I'm sick of the bullshit, and move on. Yeah, I understand that, man. My buddy, Megapixel, he followed Donald Trump. I unfollowed him. I don't want to see what Donald Trump has to say. And I asked him, why do you follow Donald Trump? Oh, because it's just so dramatic and you never know what he's going to say next. I'm like, I don't need that in my life. Yeah, I don't need that in my life. I don't need that unpredictability, seasoned with racism and hate and divisiveness and all the politics that go with that. No, thank you. Anyway, you guys follow who the fuck you want to follow, and I'll just unfollow you when I see you following a bunch of cuck bitches. That's all, don't worry about it. If you want to follow Steven Crowder, go follow him, and unfollow me. I don't give a fuck. Go get your news from Steven Crowder, man. Alright, Josh, well, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, Josh? You sound like you want me to do something. Do you want me to follow you back on Twitter? Is that what you're saying? All right. There. Following you back. Is that what you want? Will that make you happy? But I swear to God, dude, the next time if I see you retweeting a goddamn Steven Crowder tweet, I'll unfollow you again. I don't want to see what that fucker has to say. I don't need this in my life. Considered? Oh, you don't consider us friends anymore, Josh? That's past tense. We're no longer friends? What, because I know what Steve Crowder is and you don't? So you don't want to be my friend anymore? Well, hey, you know what? Now at least you can go through life knowing what Steven Crowder is. Now you know. Maybe you didn't know, but now you do. Fuck Elon, he started the crypto dome. Oh, well, you said considered like it was past tense. I considered you a friend. Oh, you consider me a friend? Oh, well, that's better. I like that better. That's a much better choice of language. Ed, whoops, lol. Yeah, so Pramila Jayapal is claiming that the gas companies are gouging you. They're gouging you. That's what she claims. My question is, why is Joe Biden allowing it? You know, sign a little piece of paper and hold it up like Donald Trump used to do. You know, pass a frickin' bill. You know, pass some legislation. This is hilarious. Just in front of, if you're paying an arm and a leg at the pump, oh no, the economy's booming. Fucking stupid bitch. Clown show, man. Pramila Jayapal, what a fucking idiot. She's trying to blame the Republicans for the pain at the pump. It's the Republicans' fault. Yeah, right. Who's the leader right now? Who's the leader of the free world right now? Who's the president of the United States right now? Do something, you idiot. You ineffective fucking... What do they call it when your dick doesn't get hard? I forgot the word. Non-erectile functioning fuck stick. I forgot the fucking word. Flaccid fuck. For my family of four, $50 fucking dollars. $50 at Carl's Jr. $10 each. Well, it was $12 each. Carl's Jr., dude. $50. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Things are getting more expensive. You know, my mom and I were watching TV this morning, and I walked in and I said, wow, this economy, it's really booming, huh? With those fucking $5 a gallon gas prices, huh? Booming economy. Booming for the frickin' gas companies. You know, if Joe Biden sits there as president of the United States and sits idly by with his thumb up his ass while ExxonMobil is gouging us for gas prices, what kind of a leader does that say of him? He's not gonna be able to get reelected on this bullshit. You get one financially aware individual to run against Joe Biden, you know, anybody, they're going to beat him. This is the weakest fucking administration ever. The only thing they have going for them is they can control the narrative with the mainstream media, and they do. But that doesn't change the facts, which is this is a sinking ship. It's still $3 a gallon. I'm like Scarface, man. I'm like getting involved in cocaine trafficking. I think that's so funny. I'm a cocaine trafficker. I traffic in cocaine. That's what we do. It's a family-run business. I think I'm having too much fun with that. What if Biden rigs the election and he's reelected? Biden's not smart enough to rig an election. That's the problem. He can't rig the election. He's too stupid. You know, if anybody knows how to rig an election now, it's going to be Donald Trump. He's been doing so much research into voting machines and the software and all the people involved in it, man. If anybody has the chops to rig an election, it's going to be that guy. He's already been through it once and he failed. But he tried to do it once and he failed. I don't think he'll fail a second time, man. He's got a second opportunity at it. The only thing that's going to stop this, and it's so simple, is going to be if they get him on this conspiracy charge. It's the only thing that's going to stop that freight train. And then you've got to look at, you've got Governor Ron Dick Vlacid, and you know, he'll probably beat Biden. Dick Vlacid will probably beat Biden. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Especially, you know, the Orlando Sentinel, the paper here, they're running support pieces on him every day now on the front page. Oh, Ron did this. Oh, Ron did that. He did some good legislation finally. Oh, he did some good legislation. And I'm like, hey, man, I thought the Orlando Sentinel, did you lose the memo? I thought the Orlando Sentinel was with us to beat this guy. Oh, no, he's saving the Everglades now. He canceled a bill that was going to pump more poison water into the Everglades, and he stopped it. Look, everybody, look, the racist, sexist guy that hates everybody. You know, he hates black people. He hates all people. You know, oh, he's a big Trump supporter. Oh, look, he did something good. He did something good for the Everglades, so everybody should support him now. Replace one clown for another. Yeah, clown replacement theory. CRT, clown replacement theory. Where that? CRT, clown replacement theory. One president for another, right? Oh, God. Uh-oh, Kamala Harris is trending. I wonder why. What, that dumb bitch with her sanctions. She's got such great sanctions. Abortion rights, I'm laughing out loud. Abortion rights activists look to Vice President Kamala Harris for help in midterm election fight. You know, because she was all over it when Texas banned abortion. She went right out to Texas to give speeches every day. Her and Joe Biden, they were, oh, that's right, they didn't do that. But, you know, when Florida decided to pass anti-abortion legislation, that's when Kamala Harris and Joe Biden decided they didn't do that either. They didn't come to Florida. That's right. But North Dakota, when North Dakota started banning women's rights, you know, Biden and Kamala Harris, they were right on the airplane, whatever they call that one, something one, Air Force One. They were on it. They were on Air Force One. They were going to go give those. Oh, that's right. They didn't do that either. You know, because they were so busy writing these great sanctions so that they could pump up your gas prices at the pump. Oh, it's booming. It's all booming around us. Booming, yay! I think the gas prices are so high because the higher ups know Biden is retarded and they can get away with it. Account for all the raping and pillaging. Biden's retarded and they can't get away with it. I think that you look in and see how much ExxonMobil gave Joe Biden for his campaign. That'll answer your question, Billy Bong. It's not that he's retarded. I mean, I know in your right-leaning mind, that's the only way you can deal with it. But Billy Bong, trust me when I tell you, he knows exactly what he's doing. Okay? It's called business. All right? And he's in the business to make money. And in order for him to make more money, he needs to keep becoming president. And in order for him to keep becoming president, he thinks he needs ExxonMobil to give him, you know, $3 or 10 or $40 million or whatever it is they fucking give him every year for his fucking campaign. That's what it is, Billy Bong. You know, he's in bed with these companies. And you can go look up and find out how much money Exxon gave Joe Biden in his administration. There's going to be a lot. You know, They give a lot of money. They give a lot of money to Biden. They give a lot of money to Trump. It doesn't matter. They're going to give everybody a lot of money because whoever gets in there, man, they're hedging their bets. You know, they're shorting the market there. That way, it doesn't matter who loses or who wins. They still have the power. And that's how that works. They got enough money. They don't care who it is. They just know when they get in there, they're going to owe them because they gave them a lot of money to get in there. And they never look at the fact, oh, but you gave Trump a bunch of money too. They don't care about that. Wow, somebody's putting some thought into abortion. Evan's Garden. Right, Evan? I know, right? Most of us, have been through this thought process. Yeah, what if a woman gets raped? This is obnoxious. But, what can you do? There's the Republicans. They don't care about women's rights. I didn't know that, Billy Bong. Let's find out how much money ExxonMobil gave to politics, okay? Let's find out. How much money did ExxonMobil donate to politics in 2021?
According to OpenSecrets.org, ExxonMobil organization profile. Contributions in the 2020 cycle, $3,042,673.
Nice, huh? And we're only allowed to give, contributions of $300 or less or whatever. There's a cap that individuals can give. Corporations don't have a cap. They can give as much money as they want. And they just dish it out, because people like Ron DeSantis pass legislation that says that if you're interested in a grassroots organization, you can't outsource funding in Florida. But if ExxonMobil wants to slip, DeSantis $30 million, oh, well, he can take that, no problem. Remember Bernie Sanders, his whole campaign was, look, I'm only going to take donations, $27 from every individual. That's it, just $27. That's the most I'm going to take. And we're going to see how many single donations we can get. Grassroots, and what we've done is we've got, they've got people that are donating instead of corporations. It's more voices. It's more of a consensus of what the majority of people want. That's how it's supposed to work. When you let these corporations dictate everything, all the people lose all their power. Does that make sense to you now? What about off paper? Yeah, what about all the concessions they make these people? We don't know what they do for them. $3 million seems low for an oil tycoon. $3 million's not low when you're talking about a presidential campaign, bro. It's a lot of money. It could buy you a lot of advertising time. It could win you an election. $3 million could be enough to swing an election in your favor, bro. Are you kidding me? You don't think... what kind of a world are we living in when Billy Bong Thornton on the internet says that $3 million doesn't seem like a lot of money to him? Dude, we are so fucked. Billy Bong Thornton. $3 million doesn't seem like a lot for an oil tycoon. You're right. But that's the world we're living in, man. This excessive world of cash. They're only going to still get 2 gallons out of me at a time. Right? 2 gallons, that's all you take? Hey, man, you get what you can do. And you drive where you can, and you start limiting what you can't do. And, because we are adaptable people, we're adaptable creatures, it makes the recession that we're in right now, which is almost a depression, it doesn't seem as bad because we've got video games to rely on. We stay home more. We don't buy as expensive as food or clothing anymore. We don't buy new clothes. You don't go to movies anymore. You don't. You cancel your Netflix and all of your streaming software. You close out your gaming. You've got a gaming account. You close that out. You get a cheaper cell phones or a cheaper cell phone service. There's so many ways. Look, I've cut corners. Let me know in my chat if you've cut corners financially too. I have. Look, it was more expensive for me to live in California. Absolutely. It was way more expensive for me to live in California. I moved to Florida. It's cheaper here for me. It's not the only reason I moved here, but it's a good reason for it. One of them for sure. Yeah, and inflation is a bitch. Million doesn't seem like shit anymore, right? I'm just extremely cheap, says TC Dub. Cannabis Heel says 100%. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat how many of you are actually feeling the grip of inflation. Whether it's when you go get gas or when you go to get a certain product in the store and it's not on the shelves anymore. And you're like, dude, I get this other kind of bread. They don't have these anymore. I can't get brioche buns anymore. Is it brioche? Mom? Brioche? Brioche. I can't get brioche buns, whatever the product is that you no longer see, your favorite kind of toilet paper, But I want to hear from you in the chat. So let me hear from you in the chat, all of you that are feeling the grip of the economy. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris claim that the economy's booming. Does it feel like it's booming for you? I want to hear from you, and I'll be right back. And let me have those answers, okay? When I get back, I'm going to go through them. Give me a second. So OCD. I don't know if that's OCD or what. I love making everything all nice and orderly. Our great sanctions. We've just got such great sanctions. All right, let's see what you guys said. I still got Covfefe? Yes. I'm here in Maryland. Bullshit, says Fishing Vibes TV. I did too, unfortunately. I cut corners, don't eat fast food or dine out, don't drive as much. Yes, I'm feeling it for sure. Food expensive as fuck. Pretty soon it will be illegal to grow a garden. Nay, son, you can get brioche buns at Aldi's, son. TC Dub, I was just using that as an example. I can get brioche buns. I was just using that as an example. No, it's not booming at all. Started growing more vegetables and more stuff this year than I ever have because vegetables are expensive. Food is expensive, says Evans Garden. Bangin' yo, they have brioche buns. I repeat, Al's grocery store. Like I would know what Al's grocery store is. It's not booming for me. Woodchuck Mantras. Billy Bong, not booming for me. I have less freedom because I can't drive as much and have to stay home to save money for bills and food. I stay home way more too. Yeah, I'd be driving around more, I guarantee you. Especially living here in Orlando. Bluebell ice cream's almost something per half gallon. but really love Bluebell. Big Mark. Yes, definitely. I will not be enjoying Carl's Jr. sandwiches anymore. That was all because of the hamburger videos. Oh, you bought those hamburgers? Were they any good as a special Japanese Kobe beef or something? I did buy a lot of houseplants this year, Spurs on, because I can make cuttings and sell them. Construction is the last thing to go, and it's starting to slow down. Not everywhere yet, but a lot of places. Look at the price of a 2x4 from 2 years ago, and now it's like, wow, yeah, Burger King takes it. Me, Burger Whopper is king. Cheers, TC Dub. Okay, we're all caught up on the chat. So you guys are feeling it too. You know, everybody is feeling it. Today's a good day. Good day. So Camel Harris is trending. Because he'll run a few serious, and when they shut him out, he'll sheep herd young people back to Pete Buttigieg or Kamala Harris, right? Bernie Sanders. What a disappointment. Tucker Carlson's going off about January 6th. That's hilarious. Someone called me Ben. Who is that? Christine. Hey, Christine, what's up? How's it going? Did you make it, especially if you grab the day by the hoo-ha? Hey, Christine. Why is she trending low? Because she came out from underneath her rock. Every day is a good day. It's been a bit, Christine. It has been a bit, especially when you get some Bob Barker in the bag. Bob Barker. Oh, is the cannabis that you're smoking Bob Barker. Does Bob Barker bud whenever you open it up, take it out of the bag? Does it come with its own theme song? Barker. The Price is Right. Price is Right. Price is Right. See, Price is Right theme song. The Price is Right. You still need to come see me on a Sunday. Yeah, well, you do what you want to do. Hey, man, we have fun every Sunday, with or without you, Christine. You do what you got to do. We're down there having frickin' times of our lives. You want to do whatever. Your Sundays are obviously busy for you. That's cool. You got to do what you got to do. I'm just saying, man, you've missed a lot of Sundays since I got back. It's been nothing but fun, man. I've become an expert Frisbee thrower since I got back here. Is my house for sale? No, not since the last time I checked, it's not. I have no intention of selling that home. And I'm going to tell you why. We're about to go through a housing market crash. Okay? My house right now, it's worth more than $500,000. It's going to go down to probably under $200,000 in value during this crash. I expect this to happen. This is the exact same way I look at my crypto. It's a long-term investment for me, and that house is also a long-term investment for me. And after this market crashes, it'll pick back up slowly, and I'll hold that home, and I might live out there or whatever, I don't know. But the home will serve as an investment for me. It's a fantastic investment. And whether I choose to finally rent it out or sell it or whatever, it'll be the fact that I held on to it, because that house will be worth $1 million after the crash when it comes back, I saw one on Facebook that looked like yours in the Springs, your mom's. Yeah, no, our house is not for sale. Nope. Nope, we're not selling this house. So, get used to seeing me in this house. This is where you're going to see me. Did I hear about the pileup in Arkansas? I think I did hear that some people got killed, but I didn't realize it was in Arkansas. I think I did hear something to that effect, though, possibly. Well, that shouldn't be like that. I can fix that. Okay, that's no big deal. In the meantime, I love these trays, man. I love them. Love my trays. So look, it still looks like my desk is still nice and clear. I got all my stuff right in front of me. You don't believe me? Look, all my stuff right here, right where it needs to be. Isn't that great? Oh, love it. But I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do here as far as smoky time goes. So I haven't quite figured that out. My eyesight is not what it used to be. I think I'll go with Saltwater OG. Brian Webb posted a home for sale? Yeah, send it to me. Really? I wonder what they're asking for it. Where is it located? How much do they want for it? Not that I can afford a home right now. I can't. But, I'm looking. Are you going to send it to me on Facebook? Bum bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba 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 bum bum ba bum 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 ba 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 bum bum ba 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 bum bum ba. My aunt just turned 91 a few days ago. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, so I'm kind of curious. If you're sending me a message, it would come over on my messenger. There it is, okay. Nothing from you. I got some people. Are these fake people? I think fake people are contacting me, but nothing from Christine. I don't have anything from you, Christine. That's cool. Outside looks just like your mom's. Huh. Send it to me in Messenger? Okay. Well, make sure you send it to the right account. It's the one where I'm wearing black and I'm doing a dab and I look like this. Make sure you send it to that account, Christine. Okay? Because as of right now, I don't have... Oh, there it is. Got it. I got it. Thank you. 113. Okay. Let's see. It's one of my neighbors. It's going to be down the road. Oh, dude, those are expensive homes back there. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, I know that house. There's no way I can afford that house. That's got to be like a... I'm going to guess and say that's probably like $1.5 million home right there. How much are they asking for it? Oh, 875? Really? It's almost in my price range. Not quite. Oh, God, dude. Are you kidding? That house is going to be gone. That is a beautiful home. Dude, I just walked my dog past that home just a few days ago. And I'm telling you, I didn't realize the pool would look like that. Holy shit. It is gorgeous. Oh, man, what a beautiful home. Wow. 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 Dude, I want to pull all my crypto out and just buy this house. I know I could have the down payment with my crypto. Holy shit. Dude, that house is fucking pimp. Oh my god. It looks like my mom's on the outside? No. It doesn't look anything like my mom's house. No. No. It doesn't look like anything like our house. I mean, we've got front steps going up to our door, and we've got a triangular roof, and yeah, the color is the same, and yeah, our windows are white framed too, so I see the similarities, but the shape of the home, it's just nothing like our house. It's like, that house looks like it goes back on the lot. Ours looks like more like it's long on the lot, you know? You thought it looked like our home? Yeah, it's like a little mini-me of this one, but I bet it's just as big too on the inside. It's probably giant. It might even be bigger. It's gorgeous. That house, how many square feet is it? I wonder how many square feet that house is. Where's the listing? Oh, it's only it's 3,500 square feet. It's like half the size of this home. Oh, it's cute. It's like a cute little version of this house. It's beautiful though, man. That's the house I want right there. I want that house. It's 5 bedrooms. I just, I'd love to buy it. 3,500 square feet, right? That is a freaking house, dude. Is it? Too bad it's not on the creek. Probably not. It's so beautiful. I'd like to put a bid down on that home, man. Oh, that'd be so badass. Just listed. Wow. Thanks for showing me that, Christine. I know exactly where that house is. There's probably people drawing up a contract on it right now, I would think. I mean, the price on that home. I didn't realize the house was so small, but considering the market, how new that home is how nice it is. Okay. Are you in a hurry to get out of here, Mom? Why? I wanted to know if you could drive the other way out, or would that take too long because you're in a hurry?
But you can drive the other way out.
The other way down the road instead of going out this way.
Sure.
It's half the size. I'll go with that. What's the deal? 3,500 private. Gorgeous.
What do you need to do next?
Saving so much money on this.
Well, no, you're not paying state income tax. That's
But anyway, you go the other way.
113?
Yeah. You'll see it.
I'll be there. I'll see you later.
Cool. Get my mom to look at the house, and because I could buy it, you know, and it's in a good place. It's in a Christine. You're gonna move in with me? Oh, you're gonna marry me too? But I got the money. I do have the money for it, and you know I just it's in a good spot. It's exactly where I want to live, man. You know. And I'd have a place to bring all my shit from California. You know, that's the problem. I got all this shit sitting in California, and I could bring it all here finally. You know. The mortgage on that house is $5,500 a month. Well, it depends on what your down payment is too. Can he live there too? Oh, really? You guys just got engaged? That's great. Yeah, Jeff can live with us for as long as he can handle the uncomfortability of living in a home with me. And then when he leaves, you and I can be together. That's funny. Congratulations on your engagement, Christine. So, let's do a bong rip in celebration of your engagement. I'm so excited for you. So let's smoke to that. My friend Christine just got engaged, everybody. She's been seeing this guy for years. In fact, haven't you guys been together for like 10 years, Christine? How long have you and Jeff been together for? It's been a long time. Cheers. That was my first bong hit of the show, guys. First bong hit of the day. Right there. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Karen. You guys, I guessed it right. I said 10 years. You guys have been together 10 years. You needed him 2 years after I left for California. You missed me so much. You had to go and get yourself a permanent boyfriend. That's okay. I'm sure he holds it down. You should go over and see her. She broke her kneecap. Yeah, I know. She sent me a picture, bro. It's crazy. I was like, oh my God, that poor girl. She said she slipped in some cooking grease in a parking lot. Oh my God, man. Crazy. Crazy. Evans Garden, thank you for the retweets, bro. I really appreciate you. Oh, calf. Oh, poor girl. I'm so sorry. 7 minutes ago, cramp. What do you guys do for cramps? Drink water. Oh, God. I drink water if I get a cramp, you know, it usually means I need water in my body. Yeah, I'm going next Monday. Okay, next Monday. That should be when I go too then. so we can all be together. Electrolytes, potassium, eat more banana. It finally stopped. How long, Christine, how long are you going to stay at the beach for? God damn it. So the House passed the Protecting Our Kids Act gun legislation package that will not pass the Senate. So how much money did we just spend on that? Now, I understand it's important to know how these people are voting so you can decide whether or not you want to support them in the future. But we fluctuate on the sentiment over guns in this country. Sometimes, 70% of people, support stricter gun laws, and then it's sometimes it's not so many, and it just depends on the temperature and how much time has passed since the last mass shooting in a school, and just like every other mass shooting, this one will wear thin too. You're going to have less feelings around it as time goes by, just like anything else. They lose their power, and they know they only have a window of like 3 days to pass legislation when one of these, and it's almost like they're waiting for the next one, And they got all of their legislation all written out and ready to go, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're hit with all this legislation, and the Republicans look at it and they go, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to take a single step in any direction towards giving you the right to take our ability to defend ourselves against a corrupt government away. And I don't care about the fucking Second Amendment. I care about the fact that we've got a corrupt government. Fuck your laws. We've got a corrupt government. We've got some guns. I don't want to give them up. That's full stop. It's got nothing to do with Second Amendment anymore. It's got nothing to do with your laws anymore. Now it's got to do with self-preservation and just common sense. I saw a lot of common sense memes yesterday. I'm not really a fan of memes, but man, I saw this one meme, man, and it was powerful as fuck. Powerful as fuck. It showed a lynching. 2 black people were being lynched to death. They were being hung from a tree. There was a photograph. And there was like a group of 30 or 50 people, white people, of course, gathered around posing for a photograph with the 2 dead bodies hanging from the tree. Do you know what the caption said? It said, "Don't tell me that I don't need a high-capacity magazine to protect myself. When 30 or 50 people come to your home to lynch you, you want a gun that's going to shoot 30 or 50 motherfuckers dead. Period. Yeah, I don't care if they're wearing an insignia on their shoulder or not. I don't care who those people are. It's like I said, it's about self-preservation." Yeah, let me know, Christine. Nice talking to you. So, some people want to make. Let's watch this video that I watched this morning on YouTube. And let me I'm going to give some commentary on it. I'll pause it from time to time, and I'll tell you what I think. I will give you this guy's perspective, and then I'll tell you what I think, because I don't agree. This guy's name is Double Down News. It's a 20-minute video.
Well,
I don't know if you're going to recognize this gentleman or not. I think I may have seen him somewhere before, but I'm not sure. But anyway, he makes a lot of sense in what he's saying. But then again, so does Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder and anybody else that you ever listen to that spouts a lot of facts that don't necessarily sum up the actual point that they're trying to make. So let's listen to a lot of facts being stated, and then I'll give my response as we go through them.
arm the teachers. We'll arm the toddlers. We'll arm everybody. And once everybody is weaponized, then no one will think of going into a school. Well, that's obviously nuts. If guns made you safer, America would be the safest place in the world. It's not. Do you love that?
He says if guns make you safer, America would be the safest place in the world. That's just not a true statement. You know, he didn't say more guns. He said if guns make you safer. So, does a police officer feel safer with or without a gun? Does a person who's in the military fighting a war feel safer with or without a gun? Does a woman who's walking from her job to her car late at night in a dark parking lot feel safer with or without a gun in her purse? So, it's just factually incorrect. It sounds good when he says it, but when you start taking the words apart and you start comparing them to actual real life scenarios, you realize it's just a piece of straw. And there's going to be a lot of pieces of straw what you're about to hear.
More than you love your kids. Do you love that late 18th century text more than you love life itself? The question...
So let me just stop him right there. Hey man, whether or not I love people or children or my kids or whatever has nothing to do with my opinion on that I want to have the ability to protect myself in my home. They're not relatable. Once again, but another piece of straw. Another piece of straw. He's spouting facts, but they're not going to make a point.
Why America continues to let this happen is a very good one. If you have a story of a country that is one built on domination, on subduing and conquering the Native Americans and genocide, African Americans and slavery and so on, then the gun lies at the very heart of that story. And then if you tell yourself a story of rugged individualism, of being alone, being able to support yourself, then the guns can stand at the beginning of that story. And if you have a story where masculinity is central and...
It's called building a narrative, and it's the exact same thing you're doing right now, bro. You're a hypocrite. It's called building a narrative, and it's the same thing that you're doing.
Do for self and small state. The state's not going to help you. The police aren't going to come for you. You have to defend yourself. If the narratives of a country are rooted so firmly in those kind of stories, then it can be very difficult to dislodge something like the gun. In the battle between common sense and a myth or a narrative, people go for the myth or the narrative. Nonsense things like, it's not guns that kill people, it's people who kill people. It's not toasters that make toast, it's people that make toast. But it's toasters exist in order to make toast. Guns exist to kill people. There is no plausible reason why an 18-year-old would want or need an AR-15.
Dude, he just made such a leap in what he just said and made absolutely no sense whatsoever. I hope you guys caught that. That the whole trying to relate a toaster, toast bread, and a gun, well, the only purpose a gun serves is to kill people, is to murder people. That's nonsense. Guns aren't used to just kill people. So it's not even, once again, it's non-relatable. Another piece of straw goes down. 2 minutes in, not even.
Weapon of war, effectively. I would say to them, if this is true, that this weapon is needed as a barricade against the state and against state violence, which is the claim that this is central.
What he said makes no sense. Must be from the UK. If he's from the UK, a lot of people there say the same because they're not allowed guns, if I'm not mistaken, says Evan. Billy Bong says, even if they did ban guns, there's hundreds of millions of guns in America. They can't get them all. I'm off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I may go Sunday. Not this Sunday, but next. I'll let you know. Okay. Electrolyte powder on Amazon. Karen made Dr. Berg. It's good stuff on Amazon, Karen. Okay. All right, let's keep going here.
Freedom against the state, then why aren't you out there marching with Black Lives Matter? Who in America is more likely to be assailed by the state than African Americans? Why aren't you marching with them? These are people who are marching against state violence.
Okay, they do march with you. People who support gun laws and or support gun rights, your right to own and possess a firearm, they do march too. They might not be Kyle Rittenhouse bringing a gun to the protest with them, but there's a lot of Americans out there that own guns and support their right to own them. You know, and for you to make the claim that no one is out in the street protesting that supports gun laws, that's a fallacy. It's provably false. It's not true. And I support people out in the street. I support the Black Lives Matter movement. I support all protests against the United States government. It's your right, whether I agree with you or not. I support your right to do it. I also support firearms. So what he just said is factually provable, is provably infactual just by me, just by my own personal situation that I have going on. He's a freaking liar now. Another piece of straw goes down. Do you guys, we're 2 minutes and 11 seconds into this. And I've already laid down 4 pieces of straw not relating to his argument at all.
About any of the things that, you know, they really claim it's about. And actually, these myths can take over, and every country has them. Every country has a bunch of this stuff. Countries have racism. Lots of countries have poverty. They have mental health problems. They have young people who are disturbed. They have crime. They have violent crime. None of that is particular to America. What is particular to America is easy access to lethal weapons. The very worrying trend in America is that less people actually have guns. The number of people who have guns is going down. The number of guns that people have is going up. So what you have is an increasingly besieged, or people who have a sense of being besieged, increasingly armed small group of people. I personally believe that England socially is more violent. Public drunkenness, people after football games, all that kind of stuff. I lived in America for 12 years.
Dude, was that girl in a gun store? Was she sitting in a gun store? No. Dude, that looks like somebody's freaking house. I don't know. I can't tell, man. I can't tell if that's a store or a house. Isn't that crazy? Dude, a lot of people have a lot of guns, huh? Holy shit.
People. I personally believe that England socially...
I mean, the only reason I could see for having that many guns in your own possession and being a single person is you're waiting for the end, you know, the end times, and then you're gonna bring on a bunch of people to help you with all those, to help, you know, handle those guns and have your own army of people. Now that's the only thing I can imagine why you would need that many. But there's a lot of crazy people out there. No, they collect a lot of guns. That's crazy. I don't look at any of those gun collections, and I'm not jealous at all. And I don't think, man, I wish I owned all those. I don't think that at all. I think those people are crazy. That's not my garage, buddy. It's a house. God, whore dog.
Public drunkenness, people after football games, all that kind of stuff. I lived in America for 12 years. I very rarely felt the threat of being beaten up, but I often felt the threat of being shot dead. In Britain, I never feel the threat of being shot dead, even if I do occasionally feel the threat of being beaten up, and I know which one I'd rather do. I'd rather walk around my life, you know, unassailed, If I'm going to have one, I'd rather have one where I can tell the story about it afterwards.
Let me just stop him right there. There's a lot of people in the world who've been shot and live to tell about it. And there's a lot of people in the world who've been beaten to death and can't tell about it. So once again, another piece of straw, not factual, what he just said, it's not factual, and it was based out of opinion, but at the same time, it's a piece of straw. So we've got 3 minutes and 30 seconds of straw so far.
Most people who shoot people in America shoot themselves. That is the biggest portion of gun death.
Okay.
But a lot of them are mistakes.
Okay.
A lot of
So mistakes or whatever, but I'm just going to say this: if I needed a quick way to do it, I would want access to it. That might be morbid to some of you. I don't care. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, if I ever made that decision, that ultimate decision, I would want access. You know, I don't care. You don't know what my reasons are or what they could be. You know, who's going to judge me? I want to be able to do it if I want to do it. That's it. That's my freedom to do it. I don't want the government to stop me from having the ultimate decision over my life, which is to END it. But, you know, I want that decision. I don't want to leave it up to Hillary Clinton.
With weapons.
You kidding
what
me?
guns do is make everything more lethal. It makes domestic violence more lethal.
That's true. Yeah, and let me tell you this. How many women have been able to end a violent relationship with a man who was brutalizing them every day because they had a gun? Yeah, let's talk about domestic violence and guns. How many women have been able to protect themselves because they had a gun, because their drunk husband was beating the shit out of them or their children? Yeah, you don't want to talk about that, though, do you? Another piece of straw goes down. Wow, man, I've almost got an entire bed of straw here to lay on. It makes... If it's not an entire bed to lay on, it's at least a fire hazard at this point.
Children horsing
Speaking of
around
fire,
more lethal.
fire,
it makes
fire,
suicide
cheers.
more effective. It makes racism more lethal. It makes state repression more lethal. In a range of ways, people find themselves not guilty or ill or sorry, but dead.
Another deadly police shooting of an unarmed black man has led to protests and calls for accountability. 26-year-old Patrick Lyoya was killed after a traffic stop escalated in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
This is the power of the gun. And quite often, defenders of the gun will go back to the Second Amendment. Well, the Second Amendment cites a well-regulated militia. I don't think Buffalo was a product of well-regulated militia. I don't think this murderous spree in...
Second Amendment is a straw man argument. Doesn't matter. It's not applicable in this situation at all. The Second Amendment was written 200 years ago. They had no idea what today would be like. Forget the Second Amendment, and let's just look at today. Because we don't live 200 years ago. We live today. Let's look at our corrupt government today. Let's see what they're capable of, what they do, and let's see if we trust them enough to give away our last bit of power, which are our guns, in my opinion. You want to give that up, you want to surrender that, I can show you what happens to people that do that. There are literally situations right here in America where the United States federal government had people surrender their guns and then they went and they murdered them on the very day that they turned their guns in. Still trust the government? That's a true story. Look it up. Go look it up.
All in Texas was a well-regulated militia. But I honestly don't think that one has to get into...
No, and he's right. You don't have to get into the Second Amendment to talk about this. He's right. He just straw-manned you, and then he ripped out one of his pieces of straw. Do you see what he did? He's like, oh, Second Amendment, Second Amendment, Second Amendment. And then he's like, yeah, but we don't need to talk about Second Amendment. Oh, okay, dude. Thanks for straw-manning me for another... And now it's 4 minutes and 44 seconds in.
Actual analysis...
I'm waiting for him to say something that I'm not going to be able to debate.
May or may not mean, because common sense should...
I'll be able to feed a jackass woodchuck.
It's a little bit like the kind of
you like this pipe,
arguments
Evan? Thank
about homosexuality that go through the Bible. And people are like, no, but the Bible says this, yeah, but the Bible says that. It's like, look, it's wrong. It's wrong to discriminate against gay people. You have your sacred document, and I respect that you have that document. But that document does not override the right to life and joy and love. It doesn't. And so, fine,
Yeah.
you have your constitution.
Just
and
like your well-regulated militia loophole in the Second Amendment doesn't stop me from being able to protect myself against, some federal agent that comes to my house to kill me. And it's happened to plenty of people in this country. And let me tell you something. It was the gun that Bundy had on his ranch that protected them against that very thing from happening to them on his land.
This amendment in the Constitution, and you have this interpretation of this amendment in the Constitution, which, by the way, is well over 200 years old, so probably weren't envisaging AR-15s at the time, among other things. But can we talk about all these kids that are being shot dead? Can we just talk about that for a moment? And what plan you have? You keep your Constitution, you keep that, that's yours to take home. But there is still a question that you have to answer about how we keep children alive. The answer that a lot of those people have is, well, we just arm more people. If you have a gun in your house, you're more likely to be shot dead. It's not guns that make you safe. So once that's been established, there is a lot of logic that follows from that. We don't need to think of it as abstract logic. We can go.
Okay, so the same argument is if I don't own a car, then the chances of me dying in one are much less. If I don't own a high-rise apartment complex, then the chances of me falling off of it are much less. If I don't own this shirt, then the chances of me taking it off and strangling myself while I do it, they're much less. If I don't own this bong, then the chances of my mom coming up to me and taking it, smacking me over the head with it, those are much less. If I don't own this lighter, the chances of me setting my hair on fire are much less. If I don't own a gun, the chances of having violence with a gun in the house, they're much less. That's another piece of straw. It means nothing. It means nothing. Especially when you say, hey man, I want a gun in my home to protect myself against an illegal sheriff that comes over here, from the Ron DeSantis frickin' club, or Donald Trumpian, or whoever, or Joe Biden or Kamala Harris sends someone to my door. I want to be able to protect myself. I want to keep them in check. Period. I don't care about your Second Amendment. I don't care about your laws. I don't care about 200 years ago. And I don't care about, I'm sorry, man. Solving the kids thing, that's a whole other thing. You start talking about me not being able to defend myself in my home, and I'm just talking about a government, a corrupt government. I'm not even talking about criminals, or putting my face out there on the internet and having somebody come to my door and try to hurt me. Are you kidding me? There's plenty of threats out there, reasons why I should have one.
In the Western world, in the comparable world, this problem does not exist.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils too.
And I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
I did a book called Another Day in the Death of America, which was rooted on the premise at the time in 2013 that 7 children or teens every day were shot dead on average. And so I picked a random day and I sought to find out who they were. That number's now 12 every day. So that's 5 more kids a day, 5 more families, 5 more communities. At the time, in 2013, that 7 children or teens every day were shot dead on average. Okay. And so I picked a random day and I sought to find out who they were. That number's now 12 every day. So that's 5 more
God
kids
gave us a hand to own a gun.
5 more families, 5 more communities. So the saddest thing was I knew that they would die. That's how predictable this stuff is. Because most people in America don't die in mass shootings. Mass shootings are the spectacle that draws the interest, both the rest of the world and of America and of the polity. But actually, it's the white noise, the daily drumbeat of life and death, of crime and punishment that people almost become inured to. If you know people who've died 16, 17, one day they're here, one day they're not. Not that they've had an illness, but just they've been shot dead. Are you going to think, you know what, I need to study and get to college? Are you not even going to think about your future? You're going to live fast, die young, have a good looking corpse. And so there is a kind of epidemic element to this where in some areas of America, kids feel I get to 25, then, I'll be lucky. That's just unacceptable for a Western country that claims to be the kind of leader of the free world. They talk about the right to bear arms, they talk about freedom, but they're still stopping women having control over their own body. There is something deeply ironic in this moment. On the one hand, you have the rollback of reproductive rights under the rubric of pro-life, that they are pro the unborn child. And on the other hand, you have the continuation of the easy access of lethal weapons that will kill large numbers of people. And they're being advocated by the same people, often on the same day. They are pro-human life until the child is born, and then they support the access to the kind of weapons that make it less likely that that child will survive than if they were born anywhere else in the Western world.
School shooting in a school.
Another school shooting.
A scene all too familiar in a country grappling with one mass shooting after another. More than 300 a year on average since 2013.
Britain has a very violent history of colonialism and repression. We don't have that gun violence. Australia has a very violent history. They had one mass shooting and they shut it down. They had a big buyback program, they had an amnesty. Now this is Australia with its murderous history where Aborigines are concerned, and it's got lots of racism, but there was an understanding this couldn't happen again. Similarly with Dunblane in Britain, there was a series of laws that were implemented, and the fact is Dunblane happened once. It's clear from how the rest of the world has dealt with this thing that you can deal with it, but you have to want to, and you have to feel that these kids, that these deaths matter, and there is insufficient energy in the polity to kind of make that move. And so we're here until the next time. And one of the things that happens when these moments, Buffalo or Texas, happens, there's an increase in people owning firearms. There's a rush to buy. And that rush to buy is because, first of all, some people feel afraid, but also some people feel like, oh, they're definitely going to come for our guns now. So they buy the gun, they stockpile. The effect that you would want it to have of people to say, this is crazy, and it has to stop. Actually, what people do,
he's right about what he just said. It's exactly how I feel every time a school shooting happens. I'm like, these fucking crazies are going to come trying to take my guns away.
I'm not going to be the only sane person standing.
Whatever the killer used, that's what they want.
They want to feel the firepower. They want to have the gun just like that to show people.
So they're inspired in a way.
Oh yeah, the business, it goes up. We've been selling more guns in the last 3 weeks than we did in the last 8 months.
I mean, what's interesting if we go back to post 9/11 world and the pathologization of Muslims.
Cheers, guys.
All the
Turtle
illnesses and evil that lurk there and the death cults. And you don't hear people talking, saying, let's have an honest and open conversation about white people.
This is just like the AR-15 that the shooter used in Sutherland, Texas, in the church. This is the same type of gun that was used in Vegas. With the bump stock, this will actually shoot and fire over 500 bullets per minute. This is a 12-gauge pistol grip shotgun, just like the kids used in the Columbine massacre over there. And they used one similar to this one, too.
He's shooting in the library right now. He's firing shots from the library. Firing shots in the library.
We sell real man's guns.
Obviously, there's a problem here. When it comes to mass shootings, they skew white. And if this was any other group, we would be talking about it in a very different way. We would be talking about, well, what stories are these white people being told? These ideas that underpin the racial violence, they come from somewhere. And actually they come from places that you can get on your TV and are understood to be acceptable parts of our national and international discourse. So let's not pretend that when it comes to the racial violence, to the Buffalo and El Paso and Pittsburgh, let's not pretend that this is just some guy who had an idea all on his own. There's an entire intellectual, media, political infrastructure that exists to support these people and that creates these people.
The Democratic Party is trying to replace the current electorate. In political terms, this policy is called the Great Replacement, the replacement of legacy Americans with more obedient people from faraway countries. You disempower the people who live here. You take their votes away. Is anyone pushing back? at all. I have less political power because they're importing a brand new electorate. Why should I sit back and take that? How much longer do you think Americans will put up with this?
Law enforcement officials say this alleged shooter posted a 180-page manifesto online just days before the attack, and it draws on and references replacement theory at least 28 times.
And there's also, with social media, the kind of performative nature of it, streaming it live, people who feel kind of inadequate, and this is a route to inadequacy. And I would make a broad pitch here for being aware of the challenges that working class white people do have in a period of austerity, neoliberal assaults, decimating their communities, damaging their health, opioid crisis, suicide is up. And these challenges aren't unique to white people, but if you're looking for communities that have reasons to be anxious, then you're looking at working class people, and white people exist among them, and in segregated countries they exist in a very coherent way. Now, the one thing you don't have to wonder about is their gender. This is an issue of masculinity and of men.
Okay.
It's either so obvious that nobody wants to talk about it, or to talk about it would lead to some conclusions about how they're raising boys and about male violence.
When he said earlier, he made a point. And his point was, mass shootings are the thing that gets everybody's attention. He says, but it's actual shootings that happen every day. Just shootings that are really causing all the deaths. You know, those shootings, those are men and women doing those shootings. He doesn't mention that. He doesn't mention it. It's another piece of straw. You know, it's a non-argument. And
patriarchy.
That and the fact that he's blaming men, and this is something that we have to address. You know, this is the kind of Jordan Peterson type. Yeah, okay, so it's all men that do mass shootings. What do you want to stop having male babies? You want to kill male babies at birth? Is that what you want to do? And only have females? Is that the solution to this problem? I'm just kind of curious, since it's just men that do this. You know, it's only been men that have been president of the United States of America. You know that? It's only been men. Non-point.
It's kind of interesting how quickly they'll go to video games, or this or that, and it's like, how can we just concentrate on the fact that these are all guys, and that their insecurity, their anxiety, their anger has led to this. I also think that if you're troubled, anything can trigger you, and it's a very difficult conversation to have when somebody's done something so brutal. But it's actually essential in order to understand how it happened. You actually have to restore the humanity to that. It was a young person who did that. And you have to understand that it's a young person. Even the Buffalo stuff, you have to understand that it was a person, and you have to understand, well, where did you get the idea to do that? In order to come up with rhetoric, a policy, a campaign that will stop the next one. And I know that that's not easy, but it's actually very important. He is a shooter, but that's not all he is. And understanding what else he is will enable us to understand how he became that, but we don't have to reduce him to that. I think very few people raise a child to be a killer, and I think very few children imagine that that's what's going to happen. And there's a real breakdown, and I feel this in Britain as much as it's clear in America, that we're failing our kids. No youth clubs, very poor access to child and adolescent mental health services, a school regime that favours testing over joy and learning and education, saddling them with debt from the very earliest years, stopping, searching, arresting.
I mean, what are you teaching these kids in school? What are these life lessons that you're teaching them that are so important? I'm just kind of curious. What are the kids learning in school? Are you teaching them the skills they need to survive as an adult in this country?
We are not treating our children well. John. We're not raising them to thrive. We're not raising them to be happy, but it needn't be this bad. There's no end to what America can do. There are brilliant things that come out of America culturally, politically. What would we not give for a movement the size and the scale of the civil rights movement? How much do we learn from their gay and lesbian and queer politics? Where did Occupy Wall Street come from? Where did Black Lives Matter come from? And so we have to be careful when we're talking about America, not to pathologize the whole country and not to ignore the resistance that does exist. So when it comes to gun control, I wouldn't say I'm hopeful, but I would say it's possible. Each time one of these mass shootings happens, there's a script. And in the absence of any prospect of immediate change, people revert to the script. There is a sense of inevitability, and every now and then it gets pierced. After Parkland in Florida, it was pierced, and it was young people who did it. After Sandy Hook, it was pierced, and the tragic thing is, it takes the death of these kids.
So being autistic, one of the repetitive movements that Dylan had was to flap, and he would flap his arms up and down whenever he got excited, which was pretty much all the time. And I asked him once, why do you flap? And he said, because I'm a beautiful butterfly. And at his funeral, I talked about how the theory of a butterfly flapping its wings on one side of the world can cause a hurricane on the other side.
So it's not like whenever the next one happens, it's not like you go right back to where you were. It's just that you don't go as far as they don't go as far as they need to go. So I think it could change, but I don't see the mechanisms by which that change will happen right now. But it does make me wonder, what will it take then? Sandy Hook was white kids in Connecticut, very young. I don't know what it'll take. Joe Biden has said that he wants to push for gun control. I believe him. I don't think anybody, including Biden, really believes that's going to happen.
Dude, that's maybe the funniest thing that I've ever heard in my entire life. What he just said. That was humorous. You guys want to hear that again?
The mechanisms by which that change will happen right now. But it does make me wonder, what will it take then? Sandy Hook was white kids in Connecticut, very young. I don't know what it'll take. Joe Biden has said that he wants to push for gun control. I believe him. I don't think anybody, including Biden, to push for gun control. I believe him. To push for gun control. I believe him. I believe him. I don't think anybody, including Biden, I believe him. 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 I don't.
Well, that's your big mistake right there, man. Nothing fundamentally will change, bro. You should have believed him when he said that to his donors. You know? He's telling you he's going to push for gun control. He's telling his donors nothing fundamentally will change. You know, and he doesn't want women's rights. He doesn't want women to have right to abortion. He's Catholic. You know? You guys are fucked. With this is the motherfucker you're hoping, you're betting on's gonna save your children. Look, you had the answer at the beginning of this video. We'll go back to that.
Anybody, including Biden, really believes that's going to happen. And some of the reason why it won't happen is to do with the way that American, politics is constructed, or the polity is constructed, and you can't get things through the Senate and so on. I think that the Democrats have stopped being worried about the NRA.
The NRA is the enemy. The leadership of the NRA right now is on the ropes, and I and Moms Demand Action and Giffords and the March for Our Lives groups, we have an opportunity to not just break them, but to beat them.
And that's a shift. They are like, we'll take them on. But they have senators, they have Congress people who fear that if they take this on, they will be punished. And the truth is that they might be. But the other truth is that if they don't take it on, then the whole country is punished, and so it becomes a question of leadership. And I believe it can be done. First of all, they have to start telling themselves a new story, a new national story, a story that is not bound up with conquering, domination, manifest destinies, that speaks to its diversity. Some of these things will be missed, but diversity, social mobility, more expansive and empowering sense of freedom. That's the work of generations and poets. And if it's told itself this story, it can tell itself another story. In the meantime, it needs the best laws that it can to save as many people as it can. And I cannot see the route by which they will do that right now. But 20 years ago, I couldn't see a Britain or America where gay marriage would be accepted in the way that it is now. There was a time when I couldn't see Nelson Mandela being released from jail, and he was. Things happen, but they happen because we make them happen. And so it's the hope that each one of these moments will shift the dial that bit further, that there'll be a critical mass of people at a critical conjuncture who will make a critical intervention. I just hope that we don't have to see too many more kids die before that happens. But I feel we will. Independent media is vital, it's important. The news we get, the perspectives we hear are filtered through people with large amounts of money. Well, Double Down News doesn't have large amounts of money. It's patron funded. Fund them so we can get a diversity of perspectives. Join Double Down News on Patreon. We'll arm everybody, and once everybody is weaponized, then no one will think of going into a school. Well, that's obviously nuts.
Nobody's saying arm everybody, okay? So, first piece of straw is in the first 11 seconds of his video. You know, he's claiming that that's what the solution is from the right. Arm everybody. You know, if he's hyperbolic about it, then, you know, thinks he can convince more people. What he ends up doing is he takes the legs out immediately from his argument, right from the start. So let's just go over that really quick, okay? Listen to him say it.
We'll arm the teachers. We'll arm the toddlers. We'll arm everybody. And once
we'll arm the teachers, we'll arm the toddlers, we'll arm everybody. Yeah, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene is probably saying that. You know, maybe a couple other Republicans, you know, might be saying that. Okay, great. There's common sense Republicans out there, you know, that are looking for actual solutions. And when they offer them, the Democrats won't even listen to them. Let's be honest here. We were watching for 4 hours, right, guys? Did we watch 4 hours of Republicans trying to pass legislation that would strengthen schools? And the Democrats wouldn't listen to any of the legislation at all. And remember, we got halfway through and I go, oh, I see how this is going. They're not gonna listen to anything. I was like, okay, I got it. You know, but let me put this bill up, let me put this bill up, let me put that bill up, let me put that bill up. No, 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 and no. That's how that went. The solution that's being offered by common sense Republicans is to get some legitimate armed people at these schools. You know, not necessarily teachers and students. Thank you so much. Looks beautiful. See you guys next time. So, you know, I've even said bring in the National Guard. What are they doing? They're sitting on their asses right now. Bring them in. Let them take positions. You know, let them help fortify schools. They'll lock down areas. You know, you make fire exits that kids can get out of, but that nobody can get into. You know, stuff like that. There's things you could do. You could pass some legislation. You could spend some money on it. You know, instead of sending $52 billion to Ukraine, Democrats, you could be fortifying schools. And we talked about this on a live stream not long ago, where what we said was, well, it would only take, you know, about $40 billion, and you could do all the schools in the United States. You could do this. You have metal detectors. You could have guards. Common sense. You know, we're not saying, and those are the people that want to see change, besides grabbing people's guns away from them. We do want to see change. We're not saying to give guns to teachers that don't understand weapons. You know, if you've got a veteran that's a teacher, well, there you go. He used to be a police officer, and he's a teacher now. Perfect. He'd be perfect. You know, anybody that's got firearms training or owns a weapon and is comfortable with that and is comfortable using that to protect children in school, that's a teacher. Great. You know, or someone that might be a teacher that doesn't know much about firearms, that wants to learn and wants to be able to protect their children in that kind of a situation. Great. Let them get the training, let them get the weapons, and let the federal government pay for all of it, you know, instead of sending money into a war that we started. But no, send him money too. He wants your money too, guys. Send him money. That was the last thing he said. That's what you should do with your money. Send it to him so he can blow smoke up your ass for 20 minutes and just lay down pieces of straw that can be swept away by me. Come on. I'm a freaking joke. Look at me. You know? I'm pathetic. And him with his fancy books behind him and his fancy accent. Yeah, I don't like it, you know, because of what all of the misinfo that he puts out, and I wouldn't say it's misinfo. Let's say it's all factual. But like I said, because of all of the misguided or misdirected, that's what it is. All the facts that misdirect your attention from what the actual solution to the problem would be. Because of that, I don't want to listen to anything that guy has to say about anything. Not a thing. Not a single thing. I'm not interested. Because if he's that hyperbolic and inaccurate on just this one subject, I can't imagine how off he is on everything else he discusses. And I'm not even curious to find out. You know, he's way off. And like, I'll say it again. Yeah, every single thing he said may have very well been factual. Absolutely. I'm not calling him a liar. I'm just saying he's got intentions are in the wrong, they're coming from the wrong place. And he wants to try to disarm the wrong people for the wrong reason. And he says it himself. Mass shootings aren't even the biggest cause of gun deaths in this country. It's just shootings. Isn't that funny? That's not even the problem. But let's go ahead and get rid of weapons that people can really use to hold the government at bay, to at least keep them, you know, within arm's reach, and keep them there. That would be nice. It worked for the Bundys, you know, and with more organization and more education around it, it could work for other people that don't deserve it as well. Now, as far as Bundy Ranch is concerned, he was breaking the fucking law. He was trespassing. And he didn't have a right, as far as I'm concerned, to bear weapons on the federal government at all at that point for what they were coming for. I believe that he was wrong. That was not his land. All I'm saying is he used guns to keep the United States federal government at bay. You know, and they didn't come in there with an AH-64 and blow them all away from a helicopter. You know, they didn't come in there with tanks. They didn't use artillery. They saw that these guys had guns. They brought guns, and they were like, you know what? Let's just talk about it. Great. That was the point. You know, now it's just going to be a fucking drone. Now they're just going to be drone bots, guys, that come for you. We're fucked. Because guns ain't really going to help us. These things are going to be bulletproof. We're going to need drone jamming equipment. That's what we're going to need. These things are going to come crawling up. They're going to come walking up. Dogs, motorized dogs with guns mounted on top. They already got those. We talked about that plenty on this show. You know, they're going to come flying, you know, at you. And who knows how small. They might even fly into your fucking ear and make your brain melt. Who knows? Hey, I know, it seems far-fetched and crazy, but these robotics guys, these guys, they're working really fast, man. They're creating this technology faster than you can imagine. And that's their whole intention. It's exponential growth, man. And they're recruiting more and more people to code, you know, to make the AI. And these people are psychotic. They're all psychotic. I don't think any of them have ever masturbated before. They got all that pent up orgasmic energy inside them still. And this is how they act out. Let's go build AI. Yeah, let's go increase the overall reach of the overall consciousness of the big computer. Yeah, let's go add to the consciousness of it. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll make it aware. Maybe it could crash more planes. Yeah, that's the ticket. We'll crash more planes out of the sky. That'll be great. I can make a jammer out of a microwave. What? How do you do that? Tell me, please. I must learn this jamming technique out of a microwave oven. Hey now, psst, everybody just psh down. Psst. Psh. Empire of Lies. Empire of Lives. Dude. I can really appreciate this. You guys, Russian oil and gas sales could hit 285 billion this year, outstripping last year's takings by 20%. Quote, Empire of Lies at Burning Man 16. Seems like the US and NATO didn't think this out. The only people hurt by these sanctions have been their own citizens. That was Empire of Lies that said that. I'm retweeting that for y'all. It's a businessinsider.com. Russia could still rake in 800 million a day from oil, gas this year. 800 million a day. Daryl, you doing that artificial in Al Pacino's voice? Hey, what do we got? Light in here? Come in here. What are we doing? We doing acting? What do we got? Let me see. Right on. Let me see this. What are we doing here? Give me the script. Give me some words here to say. I'll do them. Turn on the lights. Turn on the camera. Hey, let's go. What was I saying? You wanted to hear me saying what? Artificial intelligence. What was I saying about AI? Made a microwave gun as well. Heats up your brain. Psst, unreal. Nobody heats up their brain anymore, pal. Nobody's even doing it. What are you even doing there, palsy walsy? This country's fucked, and it's all because of the leadership. The dumb people that watch TV believe everything they watch. Political TV. I don't watch anything political. I just go by my common sense. Look at what's happening. That's all I need. Right on, Christine. That's why I love you. And we eat crow, and they're eating steak. I'm still watching, says Christine. I didn't know. I guess I didn't know. I guess I didn't know. Oops. I want to be able to see outside, but unreal. You're just going to have to look at that bright shit. You're just going to have to look at that bright shit. It's going to be very bright. It's going to be very bright, my friends. I'm gonna smoke another bong rip. What am I doing? I'm just gonna kill this one, actually. That's what I'm gonna do. Russia could still rake in 800 million a day. This is crazy, man. Oil and gas, more than it pulled in last year. Despite sanctions, Putin's regime has been holding up as the country is a commodity powerhouse. Energy prices have surged since the war in Ukraine, and the EU still can't do with Russian gas. Still can't do with Russian gas. Russian oil and gas sales could hit 285 billion this year, outstripping last year's takings by 20%. This is Bloomberg Economics and BusinessInsider.com. You guys, it's not some biased reporting. So, as covered on this show about a month ago, I told you everyone's going to be talking about it. Watch. Everyone's going to be talking about the way Russia's just rolling over the whole world right now. And I got to tell you, we're lucky they're not fucking paratrooping into our goddamn country, taking it over right now too. Like Red Dawn. You guys seen Red Dawn? Let me know in the chat if you saw the movie Red Dawn with Patrick Swayze. What, Patrick Swayze? Who else was in that movie? Tell me who was in the movie Red Dawn. Go. I'm going to finish up this bong rip. My dog's flapping his ears around. I got to clean his ears some more. Rogie, you got to go outside? Ismelda. Is Rogan standing by the door? No. He's not? Okay. I hear him flipping his head around.
Yeah, that door's
He's not standing in front of it? He's sitting in front of it? Okay, it usually means he wants to go outside. I'll go let him out. You guys, Charlie Sheen! Charlie Sheen! Talk about that movie. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, does he? Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes he just wants to go lay down in the sun. It's so cute. So I already took him for a nice walk this morning. Please, you want to go outside? This is your face. Deer out there? Okay. Go chase. Go chase. See what he does. Like a lion. Yeah, he just wanted to lay down in the sun. So, Rogie is laying down outside. I might be able to get the Diesel Cam Extreme. Hey. I might be able to get Diesel Cam Extreme going here. I love it when he does the Diesel Cam Extreme. I'm a sucker for it. What can I say? Let's see. Okay. He is out there, but you could barely see. Oh, I could zoom it here. Okay, but it's still too bright, man. I swear he is out there. It's so funny. Dude, there is a dog that is laying there. I swear. This is so funny. Hold on. Oh, now he's up. Now he's up. He's moving. He's on the move. We got a Diesel on the move. Oh, he's laying back there. Oh. He's laying back down again. Okay, let's see. He just reassessed. Now we're gonna try to move this camera. That is gonna be hard to do unless we do this, this, and that. Yeah. All right. Maybe do this too. Yeah. That. How is that? I don't know what we're looking at. Can we see the doggy? Can we see the doggy dog? I can't see him out there. He's out there. You're gonna have to take my words for it. He is, dude. He's like invisible on camera, but he's right there. What do you got for houseplants? Or are those my mom's? They're all my mom's plants. She's got a ton of them, bro. She's got a ton of plants. I don't know what they are. You look at them, you know exactly what they are. She's got some orchids. She's got some orchids, though. Something else having to do with political TV. Messenger. Okay, I'm checking it. Let me see. This over here, and this over here. Oh, here it is. Fuck Joe Biden. No libtards allowed. That's funny. No libtards. No, thank you. I definitely don't want to be in that group. I mean, I agree, but you know, their definition of a libtard is probably different than mine. You know, like I'm for women's autonomy. You know, I'm pro-abortion. They would probably call me a libtard. So, to someone like us, though, that's not what a libtard is. Oh, is he up? Is he on the move? I'm gonna go chase him. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go chase my dog. He's on the move. I'm gonna get out of here. You guys take care. It was an article. It says join group. I'm sorry, Christine. You sent me something that says join group. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, I love you guys. Take care. I will see you guys on the next show.